Hi guys, this is Paul from emodels.co.uk. Welcome back to part 5 of our Airfix 148 Messerschmitt BF109 build. Today we're going to be focusing on the masking of the splinter camouflage pattern and laying down the RLM02 and RLM71. We'll then at the end also be applying a clear coat in preparation for decaling next time. So I hope you like what you see and let's carry on. Okay, so we're going to start masking off the splinter camouflage pattern. We'll be using the camouflage colour call out sheet that came with the kit, various masking tapes, and basically we're just going to mask off the RLM65 in preparation for RLM2 and 70. So I'll quickly run through part of it and then we'll come back once it's all done to save you watching all of it. So, tear a bit off, good little tip, back your hand, just take a lot of the tackiness off and that'll save paintwork being ripped off. So again, just refer to your colour call outs, keep an eye on what's what. We're going to start on the top of the fuselage near the back, so it starts just below the canopy and works up diagonally to the back. So we just pop it on, get into position, make sure you're happy where it is. It looks fine to me. Next piece, again keep referring to your call out, so we'll get a slightly longer piece for that. Just be aware of where they start and finish. So obviously this is using the canopy sides itself as a reference, so we start at the bottom, it's quite help me to show you, and do this at the same time. So I found it best to find the rear reference and look for the front, so that is roughly around about there. So we make sure we're straight, which we are. Make sure it's pushed in and down. Obviously ensure the actual edges of the tape are pushed fully down, not hard, just obviously they're going to be paint resistant later on. So there we go, there's that side. Let's spin it round. Again, exactly the same as before. Find your reference, pop it on, have a look at the other side that you've just done, see where it meets. The front part, again refer to the other side, refer to your call out. So we're just by that intake there. Just try and get everything lined up just where you want it. There you go, it's perfect. If there's anything sticking out, get yourself a cotton bud and just lightly push the masking tape over to form a profile over it. So again, make sure you're happy. Looks spot on to me. So that, what we'll do is we'll pick the corresponding colour according to this call out here, and we'll spray the lighter colour first because it's easy to spray over a lighter colour than it is a dark colour. So obviously the RLM02 is lighter than the RLM71, so that'll make it easier. We'll spray down the RLM02, then we'll mask off and come back with the RLM71 to put in the actual rest of the splinter camo. Same for the sides, so we need to mask off the wing sections where they're during the fuselage, and then we can start putting down once we've masked the tail. So I'll mask all this and then you guys can come back. Right, so we're all masked up. We've got all the sides masked up now, ready for spraying. Not the neatest job in the world, but it'll do the job. So we left all the sides of the fuselage free, tops of the tail sections, tops of the wings. I have had a little bit more pre-shading because I'd lost a little bit in the RLM 65 on the side of the fuselage, so just add a little bit more in there very quickly just for off camera. Like I said last time, I was planning on using Vallejo Air, which RLM02, as it says right there, is supposed to be 71044 light grey green. I wasn't happy with the colour. It's Vallejo on the left and Hanon's Extra Acrylics RLM02 on the right, and to me it's a little bit too green, the Vallejo, whereas the RLM02 Extra Acrylics is a lot more grey, which is what it's supposed to be. So I won't be using the Vallejo, I'm going to be using the Extra Acrylics. Now, a lot of people I know do have trouble with these. I'm fairly new to them. I've been using them for about a year now, and touch wood, I haven't had any problems as of yet. So it's just one of those things to try, really. So basically, good shake. Open the bottle. Again, into the old hardened steam back. It's very, very thick paint. So put that to one side. So you are supposed to thin with Extra Acrylics on thinner. I do have it. Where is it? There it is. I found the sprays better with Tamiya X20A though. That's the only thing. So again, that's what I'll be using today. So in we go, about a 60-40 mix. And also another tip I was given by another modeller was to put a bit of flow aid in. Winsor & Newton, just art supplies, just a drop or two. Helps break the surface tension, and I find the sprays a lot better with this in. So we give it a good mix up. It does look very, very gritty and grainy in the cup, but it does spray very, very nice. So put that to one side. You may notice I've got a new spray booth now as well. I've got a Graphic Air A300S, I think it is. Much better than my old one. I hope it's not going to be too loud, because it is a hell of a lot better. Certainly don't get any smells back whatsoever now with this venting outside. So hopefully you can still hear me. There we go. So I've got the colour call out. It's to my left hand side, so I'm just going to refer back that to reference every now and then. So like I say, we're not trying to get the pattern in, we're just trying to get the RLM02 where it should be. So we start, make sure the paint's nice and thin. Have a look at it, a little bit more thinner. So again, back to the colour call out, have a look where paint's needed, and that is, so start here. So we don't want to be losing any of the pre-shading if possible. So just in here. Back to again, just keep referring back to your call outs, make sure you're getting all the paint in the right areas where you need it. That's just that very front section from just where the machine is. Just like any other paint, if you get a little bit of a run, I've just got one there. And again, just look at the call out, look at the monitor, and brush it easy. Just leave that a bit on for a bit, give it a bit of air, and let it dry. Wing sections now. So again, keep an eye on your call out, so it's the end of the tips on the right wing. Halfway down to the left. So we start off with just past the first panel. Goes up to the front just by the MGs. So we start there. Right across. From there. Like I say before, it's just a case of going over it. Look at your wing tips, the backs. And the leading edges, make sure it all ties in properly. Again, once you're happy, leave it be, give it a bit of air. Just get cold, referring to that core out on the colour. Make sure you have got everywhere it needs to do, which I think I have. Just tighten that line there a little bit. There. You can see the basic shape of the splinter pattern now forming. So get your leading edges again. Wing tips. Go on to the other side, which we are ever so slightly off the edge. And back down. Okay, so the RLM02 is now dried. I've masked off the rest of the camouflage splinter pattern using the camouflage colour sheet that came with the kit. So now we're going to apply the RLM71. Again, extra acrylics, as you can see there, RLM71. So colour cup's loaded up in the steam beck. Paint's been thinned, nice and thin. Add a little bit of flow aid, so we know we're right there. So on with the spray booth, and we'll get the rest of this sprayed. So again, nice light coat. We'll try our best not to cover up the pre-shading we already have. Can't always be helped, obviously. And obviously we've also got to cover up the RLM02, where it's come over the masking line. So we're running at 25 psi. The pressure's just come on. And as I said before, we're not trying to cover this in one complete go. Nice thin coats. Get an area covered lightly, then move on to the next. And then come back. Obviously, again, make sure you get the leading edges, put them at the right angle. Edge of the wingtips as well. So we've got a little bit of a blockage here. Need a bit of a clean. There we go. Again, always worthwhile checking that your paint doesn't splatter all over your model like that's just done. Luckily, with all the acrylic dried off, come back. Happens to everybody. So we're just going over it just until the pre-shade starts to disappear into the green. We don't want it too prominent. We have lost a little bit on our RLM02 just because it was such a thin paint. I've actually bought another light since the last part you've seen just before, because I was struggling to see in my new spray booth because it's a bit higher. So we've got double the amount of light, so it makes it a bit easier to see where I'm actually spraying. Edge just in there. We'll leave that bit for now and come back to that in a bit. We'll do the tail section next. So again, check your flow, a little bit of paint on the needle, look that off. The extra acrylics does thin very, very thinly once a bit of X28 is added, so it is, I think that's why a lot of people do struggle with it. But I know a lot of people have said about spraying in heat can cause problems, etc. But as of yet, I haven't had any real problems using it. I think it's a lovely paint. It's a very nice finish. leave that section to dry for a bit. Start here at the front. Once you're done, have a good look around the model for any pre-shading that's a little too prominent. Tail there. I think I'm about happy with that. Like I said, it's very thin paint once it's thinned down, so just be aware. I mean, it is as thin as I can literally very neatly draw lines quite easily. Always make sure you have a good look around, make sure you're happy with it all, because we're going to unmask this in a minute, so it's a bit of a pain to spend all that time masking it easily, to unmask it to find you've missed a bit. So always worth a little bit of time having a look around. And there we go. So I'll unmask this and then we'll come back once it's dry and we'll give it a gloss coat in preparation for the decaling. Okay, so we're back, we've unmasked it all. Very happy the way it's come out. We've got no overspray. The camouflage demarcation lines are very sharp. The pre-shading showing through just nice. Probably hard to pick up on camera, but to the human eye it looks absolutely spot on. So very happy with that. Always a relief to get that masking off. Obviously the canopy's still masked because we've got a couple of clear coats to put on and a matte finish at the end, so that'll be left on till almost the very end. So we're going to apply a clear coat now. In preparation for decaling. This gives us a nice base to apply the decals to. Because it's a gloss flat finish, you can position them on the aircraft a lot easier, move them around. They also set a lot better, reducing the risk of silvering, any water trapped underneath the decal. So there's many clear coats you can use. I've got several. I've got Hourclad, you can use Humbrol, I've got Vallejo, etc. But the age-old modelling trick is Johnson's Clear floor polish. So I've just got a little bit decanted into a little bottle. So it's a coat of this, or a couple of coats, whichever you prefer. Decals go on, setting solutions go on. Another clear coat to seal the decals in. Then we'll apply some wash to all the panel lines. And then finally we'll put a matte coat of Vallejo Air matte varnish on to dull it all down and take the shine off everything. So for this I'll be using my new Iwata Neo, first time I've used it, airbrush. See how we get on. So on with the spray booth and we'll get this clear coated. Right, so a good shake of the varnish. Like I said, it's the first time I've used the airbrush, so nothing goes wrong. Put in the colour cup with a cap. And just give her a quick try out. Perfect. So I'm just going to give it a light going over. We're not trying to actually plaster the thing in it, but we want enough on to give us that nice smooth finish. Obviously you can use this clear coat for finish you don't want to, whether say you're making a P51 Mustang with a metal finish on it. It does brush paint on a lot better for a gloss coat. You get a much deeper shine, but because we are literally using it for decaling and then we're going to lose it on the to matte coat it, it doesn't really matter how we do it now. Very nice stuff. Goes on very easy with the airbrush. Just it's very thin, so you need to just be careful where you're spraying. Obviously, look at underneath. There we go. You can already see that sheen on the lean edge of the wings there. Obviously, it's still wet. Dries very quick as well. But obviously, if you're going to decal straight away using set solutions, I will let it dry overnight, which is what I'll be doing with this before we come back for our next video. So that's us done. We'll just use the rest of what's in this colour cup to keep going over. Nice little airbrush, I have to say. Considering it's a third of the cost of my hardest steam backs, can't fault it at all. Because I've literally bought this for clear coats. Had trouble in the past with likes of Vallejo varnishes. They can go gloopy in the cut because you get cellulose thinners on them. So I've actually got an airbrush for acrylics, which is that one. It's our steam back evolution. I've got one for cellulose, alclads and what have you, and then obviously this little highlighter. And what that does, it keeps the cellulose thinners away from anything that doesn't like them, mainly Vallejo, the extra acrylics, funny enough, we've just used on this, and a lot of the varnishes as well. It might seem extreme, but it's an absolute pain trying to clean your airbrush out once you get gloopy Vallejo air in there. So I'll just pick them up as they've gone along. That's the system I use. So I'm going to put this somewhere dust free to dry off. And you can see that nice little sheen to it there, all over. So this is a very nice base for our decals to go down. Okay, so that's the end of part 5. This is where we're at now, just like we saw in the spray booth. We've got a nice glossy sheen to the model. Which is a nice base for our decaling. So we'll be back in part 6. Like I say, we'll be decaling, we'll be painting up some of the parts like the exhaust, the landing gear and what have you. We'll then give it the decals on, give it another clear coat of gloss. We'll then weather it and then give it a matte varnish at the end to give it that more worn look. So it's Paul from emodels.co.uk. Have a look at eModels website. Like I always say, there's new products being added all the time. Subscribe to our videos on YouTube, like us on YouTube, and also like us on Facebook. So I'll catch you in part 6. Thanks for watching. Take care.